Distinguished guests, friends, welcome to the ribbon cutting ceremony for the National Guard Fargo Readiness Center. So the reason we're here today is to dedicate the North Dakota National Guard's newest Readiness Center. Construction began in July of 2019. The facility totals 155,000 square feet, consisting of 96,000 square feet of National Guard Readiness Center space and 59,000 square feet of unheated enclosed vehicle storage. There's a helipad and all other facilities needed to support the training and mission readiness requirements of the 141 Maneuver Enhancement Brigade, Delta Company, 1st of the 112th Aviation Battalion, and the 191 Military Police Company, as well as numerous other full-time North Dakota National Guard staff. The construction cost of this facility is just over $29.1 million. It will significantly increase our ability to be always ready and always there. At this time, I invite the members of the official party for their comments. I am honored to introduce our first speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Senator John Hoeven.
Thank you, Colonel Wolf. And I'd adjust this microphone down a little bit, but then General Dohrmann will get up and adjust it up. So, hey, it's great to be here on this beautiful facility. It's already been a good day. This morning we got to dedicate the Operations Center for the 119th, and we talked about how they're in the mission and in the fight every day, and now the groundbreaking, and now to get to dedicate this facility for our North Dakota Army National Guard. It's an honor and a privilege to be here, and I know same for Senator Cramer. Anytime we can be around our great men and women in uniform, it is an honor and a privilege. General Dohrmann, Mary, great to be with all of you. We just had a great lunch in between the two events, so I want to thank the ESGR, our employer support, for all they do for our military and their great support of our Guard here in Fargo. You guys are absolutely fantastic. So to Delton Steele and Shawn Dobberstein, thanks guys, not just for a great day and a nice lunch, but for the work you do every day supporting our military and supporting our fantastic North Dakota National Guard, the best National Guard out of all 50, hands down, in the country. And we truly appreciate it. Right behind you there, I see some of the generals that have been so fantastic. And Mike Hoeven, thank you, serving as Adjutant General during my time as Governor and doing just a fabulous job. And Alec McDonald, somebody who I always looked up to back in the F-16 days, and used to love to hear some of those stories about the William Tell and all those kind of things. But thanks to both of you guys. How about a round of applause for these guys that have been part of the North Dakota National Guard for so many years. And I emphasized this morning on how fantastic both the Air Guard and the Army Guard are, but that's a tradition of excellence. You all are excellent. There's no question about it. You are excellent. You demonstrate it every day. You demonstrate it here in North Dakota. You demonstrate it around the country. You demonstrate it around the globe. But that's built on a tradition of excellence, those that have gone before and done such a phenomenal job. I also see my good friend, President Dean Brashani here, who, he's a big part of, Go Bison is right. And he's a big part, and NDSU and the other colleges and universities in this area are a big part of what we're doing here. One of the things that I've worked on a lot is the educational benefit. And I've worked with General Dohrmann on this, and of course Kevin and Kelly, because the Guard was not getting all of the educational benefits that active duty forces were, both the GI Bill and the military educational benefit. And we've managed to change that. And that means both on the Army side and on the Air side now that we get that full benefit. Well, that's important. That's important because you commit to serve your country and you deserve it. But it's important way beyond that because it's an incredible recruiting tool. We get these young people that, for example, go to NDSU and our great colleges and universities, and they can use that educational benefit to go to school. That's incredibly important for you and for all these young people because you can get your education while serving your country. But think how important it is to our military, to our Guard, to our state, to our country, Because nowadays everything is high tech. And so we got to have great soldiers that are obviously in shape and fit and all that and can, you know, as they say, kick butt. That's what Austin Charter likes to say when he goes into that legislative session. But you got to be smart and capable to run all this technology. We're the best military because we've got the best people, but we're also the best military because we have the best technology. But that technology is no good if you can't run it. And so when you look at our missions and the complexity and the technological aspect, that education is so important. So back, yeah. See, Austin, I'm talking your language, man, I can tell. Love it. I got to say something about Afghanistan. I'm very concerned about what's going on over there, and I've made that very clear to the administration, as has Kevin, and we will continue to do that. We need to support our military, our men and women that are in there now. We need to give them all the help and support they need to do the mission. We need to bring out all of the Americans. We need to bring out our Afghani allies. And we need to be there for the amount of time it takes to get it done. And I want to say thank you to everybody that has served, you know, in Afghanistan, Iraq, this war on terror, and beyond, everyone that's served, but particularly at this time, those that have served in Afghanistan. I've been to Afghanistan multiple times, and Iraq, and we say thank you and God bless you, every one of you. Your service matters. What you did matters. I also see Judy Lee over there. Judy, thanks. Senator Lee, thank you for being here. Tell you what, I remember very fondly working with our great legislators, both you senators and House members. Did I miss any other legislators? Yell it out. Oh, Kim Koppelman. Kim, thank you for being here. The speaker, right? Weren't you the speaker this year? Way to go. Anyway, did I miss any? Our legislators are so supportive. I want to make sure okay. Couple points. This facility represents the combat role that our North Dakota Army Guard plays. It houses 3 different units. You're talking about north of 375 soldiers, close to 100 vehicles. We're working on the helicopter piece. And, you know, when you look at the uniform, you see a warrior. You see men and women in uniform that, you know, serve in combat around the globe, the finest military in the world, and believe me, they serve. We have never had an operations tempo for our Guard like we have now through this war on terror. They are, when they say ready and relevant, they are every single day serving all over the globe. But when you look at this facility, it's not just about that combat role, and we need to recognize that. When we have a problem, when we need help, when there's a big time challenge, when it's fire, when it's flood, when it's any kind of emergency, when it's civil disturbance, whether it's COVID, you name it, when we need help, who do we call? Who do we call? We call the North Dakota National Guard. And that's what this facility is about as well. And for those, we just got done taking a tour, but anyone touring it, you will see it has all the elements you need for the combat role these great soldiers provide. But it also has the ability to go out and save people's lives, whether it's been a flood, and we've had a few floods around here, right? Fire, tornado. I saw that for 10 years as governor. And I can't tell you how amazing our Guard is when we need their help. Because it's not like you go to them and say, hey, General Dohrmann, we got a problem and here's how you should fix it. You go to them and you say, hey, General Dohrmann, or General Hoeven, or General McDonald, or whoever it was, and say, hey, we got a problem and we need you to figure out how to help us fix it, and then do it. And then they just do. And I know I'm getting a little long here, and Kevin's getting a little anxious to speak, so I better wrap it up, because I'd love to tell you a bunch of stories about things like blowing up ice jams on the Missouri River and keeping Bismarck-Mandan from flooding, or inventing 1-ton sandbags, which we could then carry because we got the Blackhawks, and when I started we had the Hueys, and it saved Fargo from flooding. Or stopping, this year, preventing the town of Medora. How many people like to go to Medora? Kind of nice our Guard kept it from burning down, don't you think? Well, that's just this year. So, I'll tell you what, we love you guys. We love you guys. This is a great facility. We actually secured, I'm on Defense Approach Kevin's on Armed Services. We actually secured $32 million to build it, and the general told me today he thinks they only spent 29. And I said, of course, because it's our Guard, under budget, on time or ahead of schedule. I wouldn't have expected anything less. But again, God bless you. Thanks for all you do. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Next, we are honored to have Senator Kevin Cramer.
Thank you very much. And I tell you, I love serving with John Hoeven. He's a great mentor, isn't he? And so I won't repeat everything he said, but I have to tell you something about him. You know, when we walked through this massive building, I mean, it is really something. And by the way, I could swear it was like a couple months ago that we were out here in remember we put the spade in that mud? It was a wet, muddy, cold day. I can't believe that you did all this in that fast a time. And saving years, I can tell, about 10% of the actual appropriation, John. I mean, I'm trying to think of the, I don't know, but all I know is John's the appropriator, I'm the authorizer, and when you do things like this, it makes it a lot easier to continue to advocate, in addition to the incredible work and mission you do. But when we went into that huge vehicle storage facility, and John learned that there was a quarter mile, one lap around it, inside, he right away tried to put on some tennis shoes and he wanted to run a mile. We had to stop him just to get everything back on track. But it's something. It's something. And it's really a testament. It's not a testament to John being an appropriator or me being an authorizer on the Armed Services Committee. It's a testament to your work and to your mission and to your reputation as guardsmen, as warriors, as healers, as peacekeepers. It's easy as well as a great honor to advocate for facilities like this and the other things that are happening in North Dakota. And when John says in his very former governor sort of way, you're the best, we have the best National Guard in the country, it's more than just sort of us cheering for the home team. It really is. We really believe that. I mean, Senator Huber, you know this, working with General Dohrmann and these men and women all this time, you have a reputation. Right now there are a couple hundred, as you know, in the capital region, watching the skies over Washington, D.C. to make sure that we're protected. The rest of your Black Hawks finally got back from doing the same thing in a different, mission. So your reputation is well known, not just with the people you work with, but in Washington, D.C. So thanks for being you. Also, I think it's worth highlighting. Shawn and I were talking a little bit ago, and it gets referenced sometimes, but I think sometimes we don't realize how special the relationship is here between the airport and the Guard. A lot of places, it's a constant fight, if it can be done at all. If it can be done at all. But we have a culture of cooperation. I think we have a culture of military support. The ESGR is a great example of that. Thank you, employers. Without you, we wouldn't have what we have. But this relationship that allows the coexistence of our incredible military, both Air Guard and Army Guard, with our airport here is really special. So thank you for that. And then to see the legacy generals here. General McDonald, you know, is from close by. I grew up in Kindred. In his day, Kindred and Davenport were a long ways apart. They're about, I don't know, what are they, General, 4 or 5 miles by the rail? Yeah. And it's just so great to see Mike Haugen and General McDonald at everything. It's I think, again, testimony to the patriotism of our community in our wonderful state. Remember this, at a time like we're living through right now, where we're watching political leadership failures, and we're seeing what's happening in Afghanistan. We could dissect it, but it doesn't take a great strategist to see all the mistakes that have been made, not the least of which is in the communication of them. But it in no way diminishes the value of the mission or the value of a single life that either was sacrificed or willing to be sacrificed in the country of Afghanistan to keep the bad guys at bay, to eliminate the opportunity for them to gather. We're going to have our work cut out for us going forward. But here's what's so special about, and I think this facility, and certainly the one we broke ground on this morning as well, and what's in the future for the North Dakota Guard. We need to be prepared for future warfighting. And certainly the war on terror continues to be a part of that. But near-peer competitors like China, old and new near-peer competitors like Russia, are a serious threat. They don't have an incredible all-volunteer force. They don't have incredible guardsmen and women or reservists. They just tell their people what they're going to do. They don't pay them. They don't worry about tuition assistance, John. You're right. By the way, aviators, we once again introduced the legislation to get the appropriate incentive pay to recognize your equal training. We put it in an amendment in the NDAA that passed out of the Armed Services Committee, so it'll come back to the floor of the Senate eventually with that in it. But they don't have you. They have a lot of money, and they put it all into weapon systems and technology, but what they don't have is dedicated patriots like we have. It is our edge in every fight. In every fight. We prefer to deter fights, obviously, and so we're going to have as much of a show of force as we can to make sure that China stays in its lane, that Russia stays in its lane, that the terrorists, reconsider. But you're what makes it special. Every man and woman that puts on the uniform. And we live at a time, you guys, when roughly 0.5% of our population is willing to do what you're willing to do. Sunday I was at a 100th birthday party for a World War II POW up in Tioga, North Dakota. Arnold posted it. And Arnold's a great guy. I served 14 months in a prisoner of war camp in Germany after they marched him 600 miles to his destination. Still lived to be 100. It's pretty amazing. But at that time in World War II, it was 10%. And when you think employers, about 10% of the population putting on the uniform, and the families that involves, the people back home that were part of the effort. It's very different today. It's very different today. So just know that when we forget to say thank you, that's on us. It's partly because you do your job so well, we forget that we live in the freest country in the world and that it comes at a cost. But we just want this day to be the day that we celebrated this incredible accomplishment. And congratulations to everybody who made it happen, and especially to the contractors and the accountants that saved 10%. I cannot get over it. That never happens in Washington, D.C. Thank you all. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Next, I welcome the Adjutant General, Major General Alan Dohrmann.
I'll just slouch so our other speakers don't feel bad. Hey, afternoon, welcome. There is so much yet to be said at today's ceremony, but I'll try to be brief. First, greetings from the governor. The governor was able to join us today for the groundbreaking at the Happy Hooligans. Unfortunately, he's on one of those constitutionally mandated groups that if one is missing, there's not a quorum, so he had to fly back to take care of that business. But he sends his greetings and wishes us all a great afternoon as we dedicate this facility. This is really about teamwork. The senators have already highlighted that, but it's from the support of our governor, it's from the support of our legislators. So glad to see at least 3 here today. I don't think we have any, are there any appropriators here today? Okay. Don't share that fact that Senator Hoeven shared about getting more federal tuition assistance, because they might want to cut my state tuition assistance budget. But anyway, we'll work that out next session. But again, it's all about teamwork, and we have just incredible support from our congressional delegation, Senator Hoeven, Senator Cramer, Representative Armstrong, and they fight for us every day. When I came into this job, it was just about the time I think Senator Hoeven might have been on defense appropriations already. Senator Cramer was going to be on Senate Armed Services Committee soon, and I told my team, I says, now it's our turn to step up and not only do what's right for North Dakota, but what's right for the National Guard across the United States. And I can tell you, our senators, our representatives fight hard every day for our military, and certainly understand and appreciate what the North Dakota National Guard brings to our communities, to our state, and how key we are in the war fight around the world and also for domestic operations. Right now, today, between guardsmen going, coming home, or currently deployed, we got about 515 that are in active duty status today. And that's on top of 120,000 personnel days of COVID response. That's on top of getting helicopters up. I'll take no credit for this, but getting helicopters up in a matter of hours to get water and a fire outside of Medora. Some days I feel like I'm the luckiest guy in the world, got the best job in the world because I got this incredible team. As the senator said, you know, maybe they call up me and say, Dohrmann, make this happen. And I immediately think to myself, I have no idea how to do that, but I know somebody that can. And you can always find the person that can get it done. So anyway, senators, thank you for your support. Congressman, you can pass it on. I know he loves us too, but I appreciate that. Our state legislators, thank you again for being here today. You know, this was $29.1 million of federal money, but it takes a commitment from the state to keep it operating. And in these days of telecommuting and virtual stuff, I'm so sick of Teams. But anyway, the fact of the matter is we can't do our job virtually. We can't do our job over Teams. We need to come into world-class facilities like this to be always ready, always there. And so this really does make a difference today, dedicating this building and what we're going to do over at Hector Field for the Hooligans. The Airport Authority, Shawn Dobberstein, the entire board, we can't thank you enough for your support. Whenever we need to get something done on Hector Field, the Airport Authority has always been there for us. Incredible relationship that has been mentioned already, doesn't exist everywhere else in the United States, so we are really blessed to have the support. Dean Rashani, actually president, I don't know, you can call me major later if you want. But incredible support. Thank you for being out here today and everything that NDSU does to support our military. Still remember the first time I showed up at an ROTC commissioning, you were there, and I'm like, well, the president's going to speak, and they're like, no. He just shows his support and doesn't feel the need to waste airtime like I'm doing right now. But thanks, President Bashani. Our graybeards, thank you as always for being here. And finally, for second to last, we can't do what we do without our employers. That's already been mentioned, but it's more than employers, it's the community. In Fargo, Moorhead, West Fargo, this community, its institutions of higher education, its businesses, all support the Guard. And again, we can't do it without you, so thank you for that support. And finally, I think the reason this building is built behind us today is because of the soldiers of the North Dakota National Guard. It is what you do every day that allows gentlemen like this to advocate for what we need here in North Dakota. You make my job easy with sometimes some pretty ornery legislators, right? You make my job easy because of what you do every day to show our value to the people of North Dakota. So I'll end there. I can tell you I visited this community or this facility about a month ago. And my plan today was announce that the Maneuver Enhancement Brigade was moving to Bismarck, and this was the new headquarters for the North Dakota National Guard. Unfortunately, some wise legislators, again, I'm tying this all back together, years ago said the Adjutant General will have his office at the seat of government. So that foiled my plans to move here, but what an incredible facility. You've earned it. You soldiers, you have earned it with what you've done, and it took a team effort, and I appreciate everyone that helped make that happen. Thank you for your service. It is my honor to serve with you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Finally, I'd like to welcome Miss Mary Christy, delegate for Kelly Armstrong, United States Representative for North Dakota.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the invitation to be here today. Congressman Armstrong sends his regrets that he is unable to attend. He and the rest of the House got called back to DC for official business. But please know I am honored and humbled to be here on his behalf. There's not much more I can say. These three gentlemen said just about everything there is to say about the North Dakota National Guard. The Guard has become an operational force with unit training become not just important, but vital. This Readiness Center, that if you go inside, there's a picture of everyone with shovels in the ground. I don't know where the time has gone because I look here and can't believe that was just 2 years ago, that this was a patch of dirt. Nothing was here. This facility is unreal. The ability to consolidate administrative, training, and logistical needs for the more than 370 soldiers and over 80 vehicles improves efficiencies that impacts far more than the Guard here in North Dakota and in Fargo. Thank you so much for all that you do and for the opportunity to be here today. Your service and commitment to not just Fargo, Moorhead, West Fargo, to North Dakota, but to the United States is a testament. And I know Congressman Armstrong could not be prouder to be your member of Congress. God bless. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we have a special presentation. Senator Hoeven, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Colonel. Okay, Kevin and I'd like to make a presentation, so yeah, Jess, if you bring it up. Kevin, General Dohrmann and Command Sergeant Major Binstock. Let's open this up here and set it up. We got it. Okay, so if you look at the flag flying there, that's a good one. I think this one's actually a little bigger, but the other thing about it is that we had it flown over the nation's capital, and so this is all about, again, reflecting the great honor that you all deserve, that you have a flag that was flown over our nation's capital. That'll fly out in front of this great headquarters facility. All right, here. I had to have Binstock on this side because if I'd had Dohrmann over here, he'd have held it over my head.
At this time, I ask members of the official party to step forward to participate in the dedication ceremony. In addition to the official party, I would like to invite Mr. Delton Steele, Sergeant Major Binstock, Brigadier General Huber, Brigadier General Ryan, Colonel John Erickson, Sergeant Major Heck, Colonel Herron, Colonel Cleghorn, Sergeant Major Magnuson, and Mr. Shawn Dobberstein to please come forward in front of the flags. This way, sir. Cut the ribbon. Cut the ribbon.
Kind of like a weapon.
I think this is a special order purpose.
That's for $3 million, extra $3 million.
They went into these babies.
The point
Might be
one.
the point one of the 29 million.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cutting of the ribbon represents the official dedication of this facility. Once the ribbon is stretched out, which it is, we will pause for a photo op, and then I will give instructions to cut the ribbon. You guys tell me when you think you're good. Ladies and gentlemen, please commence with the dedication and cut the ribbon.
All right.
We'll collect your scissors and ribbon, and then please return to your seats. If you want to keep the ribbon, you sure can, sir.
Keep the scissors?
No,
Who's collecting?
right over there, sir.
I'm gonna keep the ribbon. They're gonna let me keep the ribbon.
Yes, sir. Before we bring today's dedication to a close, there is one more order of business. The North Dakota National Guard would like to take this opportunity to present one of our prestigious stakeholder awards, the Bridge Builder Award. The Bridge Builder Award originated from the Bailey Bridge, used in World War II. General Eisenhower considered the Bailey Bridge one of the 3 most important developments of World War II, on par with radar and the heavy bomber. The modular bridge component panels were light enough to be hand-carried, but together they could carry a main battle tank and span significant obstacles. The panels are held together by the substantial Bailey Bridge panel pin. The panel pin represents the bond between the North Dakota National Guard and our awardee. Exemplifying the bridges we have built together, this award is given to an organization who enhances readiness and enduring success of the North Dakota National Guard. General Dohrmann, sir, would you please come forward? The awardee for the North Dakota National Guard Bridge Builder Award is the Municipal Airport Authority of Fargo. Accepting on behalf of the Airport Authority is Mr. Shawn Dobberstein. Please come forward, sir. Fargo Airport Authority is presented this award with sincere gratitude and recognition of our partnership and continued support in strengthening the North Dakota National Guard's readiness. Since 1947, the Fargo Airport Authority collaborated with the Office of the Adjutant General, allowing National Guard facilities on airport property. The operations that occur at these facilities encompass the entire spectrum of the North Dakota National Guard state and federal missions. These locations support hundreds of soldiers and airmen. They keep equipment at an optimal state of readiness and provide mission support to combatant commanders around the world 24/7. The enduring partnership between the Fargo Airport Authority and the North Dakota National Guard has built a lasting legacy, ensuring the North Dakota National Guard's readiness and success, allowing us to live up to our motto of always ready and always there. Congratulations to Mr. Dobberstein and the Municipal Airport Authority of Fargo. Congratulations, sir. As we bring this event to a close, we would like to extend the gratitude to our distinguished guests and everyone for attending this special occasion. At this time, I ask the design team and contractors to please stand and be recognized. Zerberg Architects, MBN Engineering, Higher Engineering, Earthwork Services, Gas Construction Company, Peterson Mechanical, and Dakota Electric Construction. Thank you. A special thank you to the facilities engineering staff for their outstanding efforts in conducting the contracting, procurement, and construction management of this endeavor. Even though there were a few distractions and obstacles over the last 2 years, they kept the project on schedule and on budget. Once again, they demonstrated that they are incredibly good at what they do. Thank you to everyone else that supported this event, including Zerberg Architects for supplying the refreshments. I would especially like to thank the soldiers and staff from the 141 MEB, Delta Company, 1st through the 112th, and 191 MP Company for their excellent support. These ceremonies do not happen by themselves, and there's a lot of work that occurs in the background to make them successful. Please join me in giving them a round of applause.